if I could do this now instead of just wait till after him. It's a warm day today. Do I even need a hat? Guess not. Because it's a warm day. Any nice, good day. Got nice sprinkling in the clouds up in the sky. Except all the kitties are all getting out of school. Oh, crick climbers. World Blues just update today. Oh, did it, huh? Oh, did it? Crap thinking, like, what in the fuck? Out and about. Me, the hermit in the garage, goes outside where there's sun. Sun? Yes, there is. Yes, I do. I go out and about and do shit. Like grabbing coffees. I haven't touched shit because I'm still desperate trying to finish the problem. Popped up the other day, Lamau. Oh, if your game? Yeah, I really, dude. I don't know what to help you with that one, bro. I've never gotten a situation like that. I haven't gotten that far into the game, so... Dead ass, like... I could not tell you, like, how to address that situation. The only crisis I have ever dealt with playing Stellaris was the Unbidden, and that was, like... a long time ago, like well before they made, like, you know, like these other DLCs and shit. Hey, little squirrel, cross the road, hurry up. There you go. This isn't even a crisis. Well, I know you told me it wasn't, but at least getting that far into the game with all that shit going on, I haven't had like you know, shit like that pop up. It's Machine Uprising? Damn. You know, funny enough, there was actually a Machine Uprising that happened in my game, but it was with a different empire. But they basically failed pretty quickly, like they aren't really around anymore. Alright. Alright, well, let's check the mail. Is this sewer shit fixed? Like, can I use it? No mail yet. And can I use this? Like, here. Like, it doesn't look like it was yesterday. And there's weird gunky grossness down in that hole. Like, can I use the sewers? Like, is this fixed? I have no idea. I just hope so. Oh. Super ships is special crisis ships built for minerals instead of alloys. Damn. Just sounds like you're about to get murked. Oh, he was waiting for me. Oh my goodness, baby, you were waiting for me. You was waiting for me. Oh my god, you fucking little turd. Turd, leave it, turds. Damn it. Alright, well, you're not getting love like... Ah! Dick? Alright, hold on. Hey, dick. Fucking goddamn it. Damn dog. Alright, give me a minute. I have to deal with this. Oh, fucking mutt, dude. Really, dog? Seriously? At least it was on the floor, but still. I mean, come on, bro. Ugh. I wasn't even gone that long. Oh, little dick. Ugh, and I also feel hot and sweaty. Ugh. Yeah. Like, why is it, like, fucking really warm today? Like, holy shit. I woke up, like, super warm and sweaty, and I didn't realize it was, like, straight dead ass, like, just warm today. Like, it was cold the last few days, and now it ain't. Fucking hell. You know what I want? Take a single layer off here. Not the work shirt, but this. The shirt right here. Oh my god, that actually really felt better just taking that one off. Ugh. Whew. Airy. OMG fucking dog. Is there shit behind? Chihuahua ran into my room and straight up stole your Reese's out of your hand. Oh my god. Well, don't let the dog eat it. That little turd. I'm not. Okay. I mean, it's mostly peanut butter, but, you know, and I'm sure, like, the dog would be fine, but still, just, you know, make sure that the poor puppy ain't consuming all of it. Ugh. Okay. Man, I just brushed this shit and it already looks all fucked up. Like, seriously? For real? She ran in, looked at me, jumped on your lap, lunged for the Reese's in your hands. Oh my god, what a fucking bitch. Dog is straight a bitch, dude. What the fuck? There we go. Yeah, there we go. My special baby. You could do like a little tap, or like a little on his nose. Like I did, what I just did to Zukov earlier, I did a little on his face. Like, not hard, but, you know, like don't do that. Bad boy. Bad boy leaving a turd on the ground. You know, so it's just like, I mean, you know, it's enough to have him recognize, like, oh, okay. You know, he's not happy with me. You know, versus, like, you know, outright just, like, hurting them, you know? Like, you can discipline an animal without actually doing something mean or putting the fear of God into them. If I leave turret on you, well, I'll put the fear of God in you. If a human's doing that, oh my god, there would be the fear of God in people, you know, it's like being put into people for that. Oh, hell no. That would not fly at all. Like, there'd be a fucking, like, you know, probably a broken nose, legit. Go a couple, well, a tune or two. Let's see how. And I can't wait for my handguard to come in today. Just remember, that's out for delivery today, but it's probably not gonna show up until fucking like 5 o'clock or something. So I'm gonna be sad. Oh my god, your dog came, dude, she came back. Okay, dude, that dog is a bitch. Okay, maybe she deserves a little bit more than a bop on the head. Like, oh my god. Be punting that dog like a football. Be like, alright, here's the kickoff. Boop! Dude, that dog's a thief. Is your mom, like, encouraging her dog to do this? Be closer to the door now? Yeah. I hope she didn't hear me saying that I was gonna, like, yeah, punt the dog like a football. I hope she didn't hear me say that. Feeds her cookies and shit. Well, that's why. Well, there you go. Yeah, so she does enable that little mutt. Mutt's got a sweet tooth and fucking, you know, tries to sneak around and, like, get treats and shit. So that's why. It ain't hard to find the root of the problem. Hamburgers and fries. That's not really any better. Dog eats better than I do. My dog eats better than me. Gets fried rice, peas, carrots, meat of all sorts, beefs, ham, turkey, chicken. Like, it gets all the good shit. This dog is a spoiled little fuck. Honestly, like, if they... Honestly, what's weird, if they made, like, a... Like, straight up, like, human equivalents of, like, you know... For, like, kibbles and shit. I guess that would be cereal, wouldn't it? Okay, I'm having a stoner thought. Is cereal basically the equivalent of human kibble? Boom. Boom! That's something to pontificate. Because it's like dried little packs of, like, you know, little something something. Just like we have, like, you know, little packs of awesome, you know, little grains and stuff, you know, for our pups to eat, or, you know, our pets to eat and stuff. I mean, the difference is that, like, it's bland at best, horrible at worst. Well, I'm saying cereal just across the board. Like, that means, like, you know, all the cereals, including, like, the sugary-ass ones. So, I mean, and honestly, like, if you get some, like, Honey Nut Cheerios and put some fruits in there, like, honestly, that's, like, kind of a little bit of a banging cereal. Like, get a little bit of Honey Nut, you know, and then, basically, from there, essentially, like, put, like, you know, some cut up strawberries, some cut up bananas, and maybe like a few little diced up kiwis in there. Like, honestly, that's like legit kind of banging. And then the milk kind of ends up like soaking up all that like sweetness, you know, from like the honey to strawberries and all that shit. So you end up having like a kind of a sweet fruit milk almost. It's actually like, it ends up being kind of banging. They must have resource fault. Half their fleets just disappeared. Damn. Well, you might have a chance after all, at least. Made chicken tendies in the air fryer. Nice. I got like fucking like random strands of my hair just all over me. I think I have a bad air fryer because it's one of those recalled models with bad wiring in some of them. Uh-oh. And when it cooks, you hear a hum. Okay, the hum might be normal because, like, I have a toaster slash air oven, air fryer as well. I have a toaster oven slash air fryer combo unit, and it hums, you know, a little bit because it has a fan. And also, the reason why it's humming is probably because it's the fan. Like, the reason why an air fryer works the way it does is because it just takes all that, you know, like, heat that's normally in an oven and just has a fan to, like, you know, cycle it all over the place, like, quickly. So it's kind of like rapid, like, heat, you know, like, movement, basically. Loud as a small microwave, though. As loud as a microwave? I'm trying to think about how loud mine is in my microwave, and I mean, maybe not as loud. It's quieter than like my microwave. I mean, here. Let's do this real quick. So I don't mind some of the little fucking shit, but yeah, like, that's about how loud that is. So, and this is the air fryer slash toaster oven. I'm just gonna do it on a quick, I don't know, let's do it like that. That's about how loud that is. Makes like a little hum. Maybe just a tad softer. Well, yeah, so the microwave's louder, and this is like the fan's on it. So there we go. Mine's one of those ones where you pull it apart and put the stuff in it and put it together. Really? Yeah, mine's the one where you just kind of, well, it has a tray, but we have this tray stored over here in one of the shelves. Because with the like tray, that's how you would air fry it. Like, you would, you know, put whatever you're frying in that tray, and then or the little basket, and then from there you would air fry your shit. Yours looks way fancier than mine. Yeah, me and my roommate split that. I think it was like about $150 or something like that. So we both spent about like $70-80. I also heard my dad up, so now I can ask him if our sewer shit's so good. Because that really is so annoying. I mean, honestly, like, I'd see if it was, but, like, the thing that to see how, like, bad it is. Like, I don't want that thing to be all, like, ranked out, because it's just so, oof. Oh my God. Clean a bone. At least about once a week. After work, I was gonna grab some alcohol and maybe either like tonight or tomorrow, probably get it a little cleaned down. What's the worst color? Honestly, like on average, the worst is probably maybe this a little bit. And I've only been using this for like 3 days almost. Like, hey! Oh. Hey! What the hell? Did you go for the yellow?
I went out there.
Oh yeah, is that like okay now or something? No, fucking hell! Ah!
Part of a snake, not really meant for tree work, but
all I know
the
is
early 2000s, it was like $300 to get that cleaned out. Can't imagine what he's on charge now.
Bo Brock, I was forced to clean it up and it was horrible. Well, yeah, dude, like after 6 months of not cleaning it or changing the water, dude. Even if I don't have like alcohol to clean my bong out, I'll eventually change the water at least every 3 days. That's why, like, either later tonight or tomorrow, I'm gonna clean it out. So, like, cause, dude, you don't want to like let it sit. Ugh. You end up having like some micro like life probably forming in there. You probably got like little hydras or some shit that just like developed in there or some shit. Ugh. Fungus in it. Oh, dude, yeah, like, bro. Yeah, no. In the broken glass, bruh. Dude, that just cannot be good. It's one thing to not clean it for a little bit, but like when there's like little fungus and shit and you're inhaling those spores, dude. Convince them to clean them weekly. Yeah, like at minimal, it should be at least a week. A lot of people are like, yo, do it like every session. I'm just like, that's a little too far. Like, I mean, I'm not that hyper freakazoid about it. I mean, as long as like, honestly, like you at least, keep some sort of a maintenance on like clean it. Like, honestly, for me, like, cause I don't clean it that often, there's gonna be like residue buildup that happens in there even after I do extensive cleaning on it. But, like, I mean, either way, it still gets cleaned out and shit. I mean, it's like, yeah, there's gonna be a little residue and stuff, and frankly, even after heavy use of a bong you have for a long time, even if you do clean it, that happens. Unless you're somebody that just wants it to be the most perfect thing that literally came out of the glass shop literally every time you use it. Which, again, I think that's just going too far. I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just cut different a little bit, I guess, where, it's like I like to have a little use and wear and tear, present if there's something that's old and used. It doesn't mean like broken down or nothing, but at least like, it's showing it's got some love, it's got some use, and still working just fine type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like that stuff. Guy does it monthly, but he smokes once a day after work, so it works for him. Well, yeah, I mean, if he's smoking like once a day after work, like taking a hit or two, and then just putting it, on like by his bedside, then, yeah, like at that point, you don't really need to worry about cleaning it a lot. Like, cause honestly, at that point, like, I mean, you're barely taking hits out of it, but like, it's not really gonna leave much residue. I mean, the water itself is gonna be okay. I mean, So yeah, I mean, for someone like him, for someone who's not a daily smoker, well, I guess daily smoke, but not a heavy smoker, you know, definitely at least, you know, you can work with not having to clean it that much. The only accessories I want is that, oh, the ice stopper, you mean? It's like shove ice cubes down the bong before the frozen hit. Ever try that? Well, yeah, I mean, my bonk has that. This, like, if you see bonks that have these little indents, that's the glass stopper. Or the ice stopper, I mean. Because then it lets the ice naturally, you know, just melt over time and go into the bong water instead. I've also crushed up ice and put it into the actual bong itself, and that's also good. It does make a smoother experience. Softens the harshness for sure. Thirsty boy. But I hate having to drain it afterwards because if you don't, you might have too much water. Yeah, I mean, for me, the trick is that, like, when you're doing like some sessions with ice in it, like, have your water line a little lower than you usually would. I mean, make sure that, you know, it's not below, like, you know, where you're just going, you know, not even hitting the water. Like, you make sure it still gets that. But you definitely want to make sure that, like, you know, it's a little lower, because when the ice melts, then obviously that's going to raise the water level, so. Doc of the groggy ass sees, fuck this shit, I'm going back to bed. What the fuck? You popped in just to be like, hey, what's up? Fuck this, I'm going to sleep. Just so you can be a tired boy. That's why I have coffees, man. I mean, you know, this shit's a lifesaver. Haven't offended you yet, Rip. No, dude, he's tired. Like, dude, he's had, like, kind of an odd work week the last few weeks. He's had day shifts, which he usually doesn't have. So, he's honestly just been a sleepy-ass dude. Like, it's not you, bro. Oh my god, you're okay. I had a coffee and made me even more groggy. Really? It made you more groggy? Damn. Usually coffee works, but not today. Damn, your body's like, fuck this, you're going to sleep. Go back to sleep, what are you doing? Like, your body's just like, not cooperating today. I will admit, sometimes I have those days too, where sometimes this shit doesn't help. Though this is helping immensely for me today, but, yeah. Though, I get those days too. I'm sure you're like, it's, you know, even more exceptional because you're so used to those night shifts too. Like, and then you get off at, like, what is it, like 6 or 7 or some shit? A Monster or a NOS if you're in that kind of stuff, or energy bar. I mean, if your body is just like, I don't want to fucking get up, like, you're probably not going to get up. Like, there isn't really much you can do about it. Besides just sleep some more. Like, honestly, especially on my days off, like, if I'm still tired and it's like noon, I'll say fucking sleep until like 3. You know, or 4. I mean, because then when I do wake up, I feel more energized. I'm like, okay, and I feel like those, you know, couple extra hours, you know, was needed. So, sweet, now I'm awake, I'm gonna do my shit. I mean, that's even with, like, you know, a Kickstarter. There are other illegal ways to get up and go. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. I've watched it happen. I'm sure, dude. I'm not going to invalidate that, but, like, oh my god, bro. What is this? I like the beat. It's called Love Hate by Sacred Reich. Dude, you've listened to them. Dude, this whole album's a fucking banger. And you like the beat? Hey, so you like thrash metal beats. You know what? I'm starting to notice you're like, hey, I'm liking the beats of this. You're starting to open up a lot more than you used to. I'm starting to know that, or notice that. Vocals mad, but beat good. Well, in thrash metal, like, the vocals aren't the predominant thing that's meant to be like the hook. It's like that heavy beats like you're talking about. It's like those like heavy thrashy like like type of like heavy tones and shit, using different like licks from like surfer rock and different like rockabilly and shit, and just like making it like very heavy thrashy, distorted and shit. And then and also it's a lot of the lyrics and the themes of the lyrics. Like it's not really the vocals that are meant to like be the standout thing that's like popping. It's everything else around it. The commentary, the music itself, the vocals are just like, if anything, the vocal style is just more surrounding to the general theme of thrash metal, which is just that angsty like fuck you to the system. Though to be fair, metal is broadly kind of like that anyway. But thrash metal especially, like they are very like at least out of a lot of the different genres out there tend to have a lot of political involvement, at least thematically in their music. That doesn't mean like metal and other genres doesn't. I mean, most music in a lot of ways does, but I mean thrash metal is like very exceptionally overt about it. Before a Black Album, even if you have to admit those are definitely classics. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to disregard that, yeah. And plus, there's a lot of really good Metallica songs that are very overtly political, too. One, Master of Puppets, like, there's a lot of them. Yeah, so, like, there's a lot of decent, good songs out there that are pretty politically motivated, even by Metallica. I mean, Sacred Reich, like, I mean, they're, at least in, a very overt example of that, though. Like, Surfer Nicaragua is basically about the different SEALs and soldiers like your stepdad did, going into Colombia doing drug smuggling and fucking coups and shit. So this song, Surfer Nicaragua, is literally about that. And of course, Sacred Reich has songs called Death Squad, which is about like a far right wing like police squads and shit who basically are like fascist police state agents and shit, and like they're in like just kind of like mocking a little bit of their sense of their oppression, of like how much of an oppressor they are and shit. Managing to maintain mainstream success for approaching 20 years. No, that's not good. Well, Avenged Sevenfold? I mean, they're okay. I like Avenged Sevenfold. After Nightmare. Yeah. I will admit, like, I do like their Hail to the King album. It's not like an amazing album, but it's honestly not bad. Like, I honestly have caught myself listening to that album, a few times in its totality. Like, I mean, and then, like I said, it's not like the best album, I think, or really amazing, but, it's solid. It's a solid one. And at least for Avenged Sevenfold, I probably wouldn't necessarily say it's their best, but I don't know. I mean, I'd say it's at least a little bit, above the middle, like kind of above, kind of like their average tribute album, but it was definitely not as good as what came before IMO. Yeah, like it was meant to be more like a tribute album to like a lot of the influences and what inspired Avenged Sevenfold to be the band. And also a little bit was, kind of a homage to the Rev as well, because that album, like, if I remember, there was a few songs that we're going to be working on with that album while the Rev was still around, and there's that, and from my understanding, there's at least like 2 or at least 1 demo with the Rev's drums still in it. So it's just like they, so it's like they were making this album like around the time Rev died and killed himself. So it's like there is definitely a lot of homage to that. That was Nightmare? Oh, was it Nightmare? Okay. Okay, I was wrong. But I know that at least Hail to the King is still at least, some sort of a homage, to the Rev as well. I mean, Nightmare is, now that you mention it, yeah, it was Nightmare. And yeah, because it was right after Nightmare, you're right. Yeah, so like, it was basically, it's kind of like almost like, I don't know, have they made an album after Hail to the King? Because I haven't really followed up with Avenged Sevenfold since. But if they have an album after that, I would actually be kind of curious to see if it's like some sort of like a triptych. Yes? Huh. I wonder if they made like a triptych album. Like, a trio of concept albums that's kind of like, the first one, Nightmare, is like a homage to their friends. The second one's more of like a broader tribute to their influences and all that shit. And then the third one, I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard of it, so. They've had a few, but I don't really care for them because they've softened a lot. I mean, I don't know. I know I'm being hypocritical. Yeah, I mean, hold on. Yeah, I was just about to, I realized it for a second. Wait, they softened a lot and that's why you don't like them? Whoa. Usually you're like, oh, it's too heavy. It's not soft enough. Like, wow, okay. That actually is kind of fucking saying something. Damn. Well, I don't know. I'll have to at least check out their album after Hail to the King, because I feel like maybe there might be like a triptych concept album thing going on there. Because honestly, Nightmare and Hail to the King definitely kind of feel, at least like kind of, somewhat like kind of emotionally feels similar. Because I think, Nightmare's like a tribute to the Rev, predominantly, and then after that, they, branched into, like, what it was mainly their influences, which, of course, the Rev is going to be their influence. I mean, especially since, he's, since he's no longer with them. So it's just like, I mean, honestly, like, I mean, say what you want about, like, how good or bad Avenged Sevenfold is. Like, I mean, they're at least, generally, like, down-to-earth type of people. That's why I've always kind of liked Avenged, even though I've never liked all of their music, so to speak, because, like, they're kind of like a down-to-earth type of people and shit. Why I did they were like my intro to modern metal. While I dipped your toes in with System Down, I didn't get obsessed with metal band until Avenged. Yeah, for me, I never really got, like, obsessed with metal until Rammstein, but that's just at least with me growing up. Like, because I was getting into, like, because I've listened to metal before that, but never really, like, got into it, so to speak, up until, I started listening to Rammstein when I found some of their songs. Especially Du Hast. I mean, honestly, that one's just a fucking banger. Like, everyone knows that one. Even people who don't know Rammstein know Du Hast. Du hast mich. Du hast mich gefragt, du hast mich gefragt, du hast mich gefragt, ich bin was gesagt. Might have butchered a little bit of that. I'll be the first to say their first album is awful, but that's because I don't like the core subgenre they started as. Oh, with a System? Or with Avenged? I don't know that song. What? You don't know Du Hast? Dude, you can't be serious. What? No, Avenged. Oh, like with their first set? Oh, yeah, okay, nah. I was about to say, like, with Sode, like, what? But with Avenged, yes. Sounding the Seventh Trumpet. I mean, I don't know, like, there's just some good songs on that album, but, yeah, the album as a whole is not the best. I won't say it's fucking awful, but it's definitely not the best. I mean, but it's their first album. Like, I mean, honestly, most bands' first album, like, I mean, even Black Sabbath, like, they didn't pop off with their first album. They popped off with their second album, War Pigs. Well, yeah, like, well, it was supposed to be called War Pigs, but I think they called it Paranoid. Because they thought War Pigs was going to be too, vulgar, so the record made them switch it to, Paranoid. I'm pretty sure. And then after that, it was fucking hold on. Into the Void. Yeah. No, not into, is that what's the name of it? Master of Reality. Okay, yeah. So what's the name of the first album? I think the first album was literally just self-titled Black Sabbath. I think it's just self-titled. Here, let me double check here. Just making sure. Yep. It is, yeah. Yeah, so this is their first album right here. This is Black Sabbath's very first album. And Black Sabbath didn't pop off with this album. They popped off with their the album that War Pigs, Paranoid, you know, fucking Sweet Leaf, like all those songs are on. Like, this album though is good on its own. It actually does stand out as a really pretty decent album, but they were a lot more experimental with this. Like, here, we'll even listen to a little bit. Hear the difference of like how you might recognize Black Sabbath versus this. It's a lot more eerie and ominous. I love this song. It's a really good song, but yeah, just a lot more eerier, a lot more slower too than a lot of Sabbath songs. Because, you know, as Black Sabbath progressed and Tony Iommi was making more songs, he got a lot more like upper beat and shit with a lot of them. Like, it's a lot more faster and upbeat and shit. Like, the first album was a lot more like experimental because they were like, you know, mainly experimenting with all those distortion sounds. They are actually the first, one of the first like bands to be mainstream with a C sharp standard tuning, not a regular E standard tuning. That's why it sounds so like super low, because they down-tuned their instruments, and it really adds to that like ominous, distorted sound and shit. Like, honestly, Black Sabbath was very like pinnacle to like a lot of new sounds, a lot of different styles, and expansion of just different ways, you know, when it comes to that type of shit. Flies over my head. Well, I mean, a lot of what I'm talking about isn't necessarily really theory, it's more of just the history of it. I mean, it's not necessarily like, you know, the theory to it. It's just like, you know, mainly the history around as to why, like, you know, those sounds and like how a band, you know, how these bands started and stuff. It's more the history to it. Because as much as there's theory to music, there's history, you know, to music. And it's very, very, like, you know, just, like, full of really cool shit. At the very least, I'd definitely check out different things about music history, because there's, like, a lot of really cool things about, you know, like, music artists and, you know, and, like, music genres and shit that I think, you know, even if you don't necessarily listen to genres or, like, the bands and shit like that, I mean, I think you would at least have an appreciation to, like, you know, how a lot of these, you know, like, how a lot of these artists, you know, experiment, you know, with their sound or, like, you know, do their thing and shit. Same economic theory makes me sleepy. Well, I ain't gonna disagree with you there. I do think, you know, at least having, like, somewhat of an understanding about economics is a good idea, especially as a lefty, but, like, I mean, yeah. Read theory or not your lefty. Well, see, that's why, you know, like, well, I hate that, period. Like, I'm not going to tell you, you know, the way to understand music is to read music theory. Like, I mean, like, that's why I was saying, it's like, at the very least, you know, check out the history of it. Like, just check out the history of just music, you know? That's not reading theory. That's just, like, just delving into history, you know? I mean, like, at the very least, you know, just out of curiosity's sake, you know, people should just do that. Like, I mean, read theory if you want to. Like, I mean, you know, you can't force someone to do that shit. Like, especially if they're not into it. Like, if they get sleepy over, like, you know, trying to understand theory and stuff, chances are they're probably not into it. Even if they might get some of the more surface level things about it, like, you know, oh yeah, I like this type of music because it sounds good to me. You know, it's like they're not going to understand the theory behind as to why, but who gives a fuck? It's like there's people that, you know, are kind of like, I guess, built to kind of understand theory or, you know, can, you know, like learn it and get it. And then there's people that don't. You know, so it's like, and for me, when it comes to like, you know, like, yeah, like when it comes to at least, you know, like, you know, politics and shit, like you don't have to fucking read theory. At least for the people that at least do read theory, it should be more of their obligation to be teaching people and giving like the layman's, you know, understanding of those ideas. Like that's why I hate it, at least politically. Like when it comes to read theory, bro, it's like, why don't you educate people then, asshole? It's like, hey, you read it, so why don't you give a layman's perspective about it instead of just regurgitating, you know, the same theory points and just copy-pasting some Marx quotes? Like, you know, convert, you know, his ideas and, or, you know, these theories into words, into something that someone else can understand that doesn't know theory or ain't gonna be able to get into it for whatever reason. It's just like, I mean, shit. Shouldn't it be on the onus of, like, you know, the people that do understand theory to try to teach that to others? Or at least, you know, give a layman's perspective about that? Just heard like 5 gunshots in rapid succession. Dude, it's not even night. It's not even nighttime. What the fuck? Dude, Alabama's a hick hole, dude. I mean, you know what? I can't even fucking say that because there's been times I've heard gunshots out here. I'm not even kidding. I've heard gunshots out here before. The last time was like 3 weeks ago, and it sounded like a fucking rifle shot. It sounded like, you know, like a rifle shot going boom, boom, boom. Just like 3 pops. And then like literally minutes later, I started hearing like 4 sirens from cops. You know, like right after that. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like it must have been a gunshot. You know, and, you know, or multiple at least, you know, because it sounded like it was 3. And the time before that was months ago, and that was like near 82nd, because 82nd has that all the time. So, I mean, I'm just gonna be blunt. I thought I'll hear sirens around here. Well, yeah, you're in bumfuck who gives a shit nowhere. Out here, there's at least an auspices to respond to that. If I was in actual, like, Portland, ha! Yeah, cops ain't showing up for nothing. Unless someone's literally dying on the street, and even then, cops probably not gonna show up. Like, dude, in Portland, it's way worse, bro. Like, in Portland, that is basically how it is. You're not gonna hear sirens unless it's like you're like the person on the, you know, like on the, you know, that's taking the 911 call, being like, 911, what's the emergency? Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, there's someone who's like dying in the fucking, you know, street over here off of Burnside and 9th. Oh yeah, we'll send officers in about 30 minutes. Pop, pop, pop. Yeah, and oh, by the way, this guy's shooting at me too. Oh yeah, we'll make sure that the officers are sent there in about 20 minutes instead. Yay. Sounds like Paradise Left Utopia. Yeah, thank the fucking pigs that don't do their job because, oh, we're not respected and overworked, and, oh, by the way, we get more of a fucking budget every goddamn fucking year anyway. So, fuck the pigs. Like, honestly, it's all on them. Like, I mean, it's not even like that. Like, even people like me don't want to see issues like that addressed. Like, yeah, fucking deal with some of these shootings. Deal with the illegal street racing. Deal with some of the problems in Portland, you fucking pigs. But no, they exacerbate these problems. And fuck, I wouldn't be surprised if in some way they have like, you know, like fucking agents that are starting some of this shit. Just so they could be like, see, respect us and give us far more money and make it so we don't have accountability and we'll do our jobs again. You know, it's like, because police do this. Fuck, even firefighting departments in different parts of the country have done shit like this. Or they will, like, start fires after their budget's been cut a little bit and just not show up to them and, like, have, like, a house or 2 burned down and shit and be like, oh, well, maybe you shouldn't have cut our budget, wink. You know, triple our budget, please. I mean, that's basically just like, what the fuck, you know, it's all about. It's like, it's fuck that shit. And it's what the fucking cops are here doing. Either it's because, like, they're letting it slide, or, frankly, they're probably, you know, while off duty, starting shit, and then, you know, having gangbangers shoot with them. Or maybe partaking in street races with them. It's like, fuck these pigs, and fuck Ted Wheeler, also, like, being partially, like, you know, overseeing them and shit and allowing it to continue because, oh, well, you know, he has to make sure that he gets his fucking police union dollars. There's a program in, what county? Some county in Texas, if you show proof of residence and have a $10K balance in the bank, the bank will give you a free gun. Oh my God. This isn't like 1846 where it's like the Wild West anymore. It's like, oh, what the fuck do you think this is, John? 1785? Hold on. Okay, hold on.
But any livestock, you're gonna need a barn.
The barn will take 3 of us 6 months to build.
Oh, you don't build a barn, dumbass. What do you think this is, 1785?
What do you think this is, 1785? You don't just get, you don't buy a gun, dumbass. You just get a free one. What do you think this is, 1785? Just replace that as like, buy the gun will take us 6 months to process. Oh, you don't buy a gun, dumbass. What do you think this is, 1785? Some county in Texas in a nutshell. Just have 10K in the balance and proof of residence in our county and there, boom, free gun. BRB. Well, I probably might be going to work here pretty soon, so how long is that BRB gonna be? No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, I'll see if there's like, you know, one other little fun thing to check out. Here, let's say, you know. Now, there is like one thing that I actually want to, but it's a long one, so I'll look at it when I'm off work. It's actually about Tennessee, which honestly I've been hearing a lot of shit about Tennessee, so definitely want to check that out later. The hell is that thing?
It's a snake.
Oh. To reach down in there and...
Yeah, it's not meant for anything that big, especially tree roots.
Oh. Well.
It's like... You know, it's trying to take a trowel and dig a canal or something.
Oh, man.
It might poke a hole for a while.
Oh, that's great. For a while, so it might pop up again. Great. Just fucking great. She scared you with her tone? Oh, was mom giving you a little bit of a... Now down, young man. Oh, man. Well, Dad's out there doing the biz with the thing, and I'm hoping that helps with issues, but I doubt it. I'm looking for my out there. There's my jacket. And I want my hair guard so I can, you know, show it off. Boo. Wish I wasn't working today so I can just wait for it. Well, I found out my cousin wants guests to dress in red and black for the funeral because that's her son's favorite colors.
Yeah.
Red and black. I like it. Sorry about your cousin still, by the way. Just hope that, you know, at the end of the day, it makes your star set shit appropriate. Nice. Yeah, but I hope at least, you know, like, you're able to maybe even get, like, a little help, you know, from, you know, some of the family there, too. And, you know, at least, you know, maybe even get, like, a little bit of, like, you know, solace and maybe a little, like, rekindling and shit. Especially considering that they, like, you know, from what you've told me that, you know, that side of family fucking hates your stepdad. So I would definitely maybe, frankly, take a little advantage of, like, you know, being like, hey, yeah, you know, he's been doing, you know, he's been kind of, like, you know, trying to halt us and shit. And, you know, in a little way, you know, like, any help can definitely be appreciated with, you know, this type of shit. I mean, obviously, it's not necessarily the most appropriate, you know, like, event, so to speak, but, I mean, all things considered, you know, like, you know, might as well at least, you know, like, see if there's an opportunity with it. Let's go ask your brother, my cousin's dad, if he could drive the U-Haul. There we go. Yeah, well, so, yeah, it seems, you know, honestly, all in all, there might be able to be a silver lining with it.
Sit down for this.
Oh boy. I'm just hoping that, like, you know, the situation does not last any longer because this is so damn ridiculous. Ay. I guess, like, on one hand, it's better than, like, a full-on, like, septic tank situation because, like, that you have to, like, you know, maintain deal with all yourself and shit and get, like, dudes to come out and suck those fuckers out every so often and shit. And it's just like, oof. This is mostly just because trees are not properly planted in good spots. And it's not even that, it's that they're not even good trees. They're horrible trees. Does Jesus need more money? Well, I'm about to go to work here pretty soon, so I'll look at this probably when I get off work and check it out. And I'm subscribed to this person already. Actually, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I've, like, seen some of this dude's stuff before, because I think either you or somebody, like, one of my buddies sent this guy to me before. I know that, like, I've seen this guy before, and I've, you know, seen some of his content because somebody shared it with me. I'm pretty sure, you know, like, I just, like, watch this, Sir Sick fuck on Theocrats. I mean, I do too. Yeah, I like watching anybody fuck on Theocrats, period. And and I'm pretty sure that's, like, why. It's because either, like, maybe Metal to you, or maybe somebody sent this to me. Well, not this video, but, like, this channel before. I know that much. I think it might have been you, but I have no idea. Sometimes, you know, it can be a blur. A little bit, blah, blah. Who knows, Shrugs? Yeah, who knows? But either way, still a good channel. Gotten high since then. Cause I got high. Should play hooky because he got high. I would, but I gotta go to work because I got high. But anyway, gonna head off to work now and all that fun shit, so peace out, and I'll be back, of course, when the shift is all done, so peace out, toodaloo.